Throughout the week here at the Republican National Convention, the specter of Hurricane Isaac has hovered over the proceedings. There's
a storm coming.
Is it just a document?
Over there is the house of Doc.
For command.
In the Plaza Museum, thousands.
Mr. Freeman, rise and shine. Not that I wish to imply you have been sleeping on the job. No one is more deserving of a rest, and all the effort in the world would have gone to waste until, well, let's just say your hour has come again. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
Welcome to City 17. You have chosen, or been chosen, to relocate to one of our finest remaining urban centers. I thought so much of City 17 that I elected to establish my administration here, in the citadel so thoughtfully provided by our benefactors. I've been proud to call City 17 my home. And so, whether you are here to stay or passing through on your way to parts unknown,
All right, I'm moving.
welcome to City 17. It's safer here.
Were you the only ones on that train?
Welcome to City 17. You have chosen, or been chosen, to relocate to one of our finest remaining urban centers. I thought so much of City 17 that I elected to establish my administration here, in the citadel so thoughtfully provided by our benefactors. I've been proud to call City 17 my home. And so, whether you are here to stay or passing on your way, welcome to City 17. It's safer here.
Are severe after a lone gunman opens fire in a theater outside of Denver, Colorado, in Aurora. We want you to listen actually to this cell phone video that's just now coming into the ABC newsroom. This will be the first time that we've actually seen or heard this video, so take a listen.
You see images like that, and you can hear the panic, you can hear the chaos, you can see kind of the folks scrambling to get out of what must have been a horrible scene, and it just brings back these memories of Columbine. It brings back memories of Virginia Tech, these other mass shootings that the country has seen in recent years, and just makes you again, as always, wonder what could have been the motivation, who was this guy, why would he do this, in what appears at this point again to be a very well-planned attack.
Everything we love about America, all the freedoms our forefathers fought for, all of it is under attack by Barack Obama. But the media won't tell you that, or show you the story you're about to see. So you've got to watch this, and your friends and family members and fellow Americans do too. So pass this story along, then join the NRA, upgrade your membership, or donate. Let's all defend our freedoms this year. Thank you.
It's a stealth operation.
I mean, I used to say the UN complex, it was like going into the Twilight Zone.
The majority of the countries that are members of the UN and who think the UN is just a wonderful entity, that it's something that we should listen to, they are not democracies.
I'm sitting up there and I'm looking out, and there I see the Sudan, and I see Cuba, and I see Syria, and I'm thinking, you gotta be kidding me. You're gonna come into our country and try to eliminate our constitutional right to own a firearm? Dream on. We Americans are not gonna let that happen.
But the UN feels more empowered than ever to get its global arms trade treaty passed, now that President Obama has dramatically reversed U.S. policy and signed on as a partner in the UN's mission to trample our firearm freedoms.
The United States stands ready to begin a new chapter of international cooperation.
Now, the UN remains the single most important global institution.
I think that the president really sees himself as a citizen of the world.
And a fellow citizen of the world.
He would fit in very well as a leader of a European social democratic party. He doesn't believe in American exceptionalism.
He clearly has no respect for the rule of law, our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, because he's constantly taking steps that have hurt American sovereignty.
He sees in arms trade treaties a way to get around the American Congress when the American voters don't go the way he wants. And in that sense, I think he's post-American.
Mr. Chairman, small arms and light weapons are truly weapons of mass destruction.
And it's my firm conviction that the illicit trade cannot be tackled without involving the legal arms trade.
Accountable to no one, the UN's definition of small arms is so broad, no one is immune. Not the manufacturers that make firearms, or law-abiding citizens who own them for sport or self-defense.
Absolutely no one is safe from the United Nations. They're looking at registration, tracing, marking systems.
This goes all the way from tanks, ships, down to handguns. But the treaty can be a vehicle for even more anti-gun measures, and this is not going to stop.
And when something is so broad, it creates a lot of opportunity for mischief.
They claim that they want to stop small arms from going to terrorists and guerrilla groups. But this small arms treaty really isn't going to do anything to stop that.
What you'll wind up with is gun control on an international level, specifically designed to be used against honest, law-abiding people.
But the UN isn't pushing its agenda alone. It's backed by powerful, well-financed NGOs, non-governmental organizations like IANSA, Oxfam, and Amnesty International that have made a living out of targeting the NRA and gun ownership as evil.
They not only get the Soros money, they get money from the UK, from Sweden, tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars.
This is a very serious threat. A day will come when they finalize a treaty that will never go away.
The dictatorships and the squalid tin-pot despots have just as much a say in the process as we do.
And the National Rifle Association have gone before the United Nations and laid down the gauntlet and made it clear that our freedoms are not negotiable.
Neither the United Nations nor any other foreign influence has the authority to meddle with the freedoms guaranteed by our Bill of Rights, endowed by our Creator and due to all humankind.
That message delivered by the NRA has been strongly supported by 58 U.S. senators who sent this letter to President Obama and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, warning them that an arms trade treaty that in any way restricts the rights of law-abiding American gun owners would be dead on arrival.
I hope as Americans we join together with a firm resolve that we are never going to let that body infect our freedoms.
That's one reason I think this election is so important. We've never had a president this radical. And I think that people see they're going to be unrestrained in their ambitions in a second Obama term.
Vigilance is the price of liberty, and that includes our gun liberty as well.
This is the time for people to speak up because those freedoms are not guaranteed forever.
Outstanding leaders to the Oval Office. I want to, in particular, acknowledge Congressman Howard Berman and Senator Barbara Boxer, who have done outstanding work in shepherding through this bipartisan piece of legislation that underscores our unshakable commitment to Israel. As many of you know, I have made it a top priority for my administration to deepen cooperation with Israel across the whole spectrum of security issues: intelligence, military, technology, and in many ways what this legislation does is bring together all the outstanding cooperation that we have seen really at an unprecedented level between our two countries to underscore our unshakable commitment to Israel's security. I'm also very pleased that this week we are going to be able to announce $70 million in additional spending, $70 billion, excuse me, in additional spending for Iron Dome. This is a program that has been critical in terms of providing security and safety for Israeli families. It is a program that has been tested and has prevented missile strikes inside of Israel. And it is testimony to the leadership of the folks sitting here that we're going to be able to lock in that funding to ensure that that program continues and that we are standing by our friends in Israel when it comes to these kinds of attacks. Let me just close by saying that the tragic events that we saw in Bulgaria emphasize the degree to which this continues to be a challenge, not just for Israel, but for the entire world, preventing terrorist attacks and making sure that the people of Israel are not targeted. And I hope that as I sign this bill, once again, everybody understands how committed all of us are, Republicans and Democrats, as Americans, to our friends in making sure that Israel is safe and secure. And Leon Panetta, our Secretary of Defense, will be traveling to Israel to further consult and find additional ways that we can ensure such cooperation at a time when, frankly, the region is experiencing heightened tensions. So with that, let me sign this bill. And again, I want to thank all who are standing beside me for their outstanding leadership and their outstanding work on this issue. Okay. Make sure I'm using enough pens. Everybody gets one.
You are as precious to me as you were to your own mother and father. I swore to them that I would protect you, and I haven't.
There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne. You and your friends better batten down the hatches. Because when it hits, you're all gonna wonder how you ever thought you could live so large and leave so little for the rest of us.
What does that mean?
Rise.